podcast.
The theme of today's podcast is the human interest side of engineering. Oftentimes, when people think of engineers, they think of people who build bridges or work in engines. But the reality is that a lot of engineers are working to help make the lives of others better.
So let's talk to a few students who are involved in the human interest side of engineering. There are a lot of student groups here at engineering that are interested in international development. One of them is Engineers Without Borders, or EWB. I have Sean here today to talk a little bit about EWB. Sean, why don't you tell us a little bit about your group?
Absolutely. Engineers Without Borders is a non-governmental organization that started in 2000 by two graduate students from the University of Waterloo. We work towards eradicating extreme poverty throughout the world, and currently we have 30 chapters in all the major universities of Canada, and we have about 30,000 members nationwide.
That's great. Now, I know you did a really great placement overseas. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
The University of Toronto's chapter of EWB sends two students every year to one of the 4 African states in which EWB works with. I worked in northern Ghana, which is in West Africa, as a project manager, implementing, monitoring, and evaluating different development projects that were entering in the rural district in which I was living, such as nutrition centers, schools, or latrines.
Great. With all of that you've accomplished, do you think you'll continue this work after graduation?
Absolutely. Engineers Without Borders has a long-term opportunity where we can work for up to 14 months and if possible extensions up to 3 years. And once I graduate, I would really like to take that as an opportunity.
Great. So say any other students were interested in joining EWB, how would they do that?
You can do it through our website at utoronto.ewb.ca, or you can check out our national website at ewb.ca.
Cool. Now, you brought along this really cool quilt right behind us. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. This quilt was made just last year with various fabric that we've collected from different states in Africa, and last year 2 of our members put it together into this really beautiful quilt.
Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for talking with us, Sean.
Thank you, Leslie.
Next, we'll be talking to a different student group that has a totally different approach to contributing to engineering. I'm here with Camille, who's from the National Society of Black Engineers. Camille, thanks for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your group?
The National Society of Black Engineers is an international organization whose mission is to increase the number of culturally responsible Black engineers who excel academically, succeed professionally, and positively impact the community. Here at the University of Toronto, we like to focus on the issue of underrepresentation of Blacks in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The way that we tackle this problem is we go into the high schools and we try to encourage the students to start their own NSBE junior chapters. And just last month, we had a conference here at the University of Toronto where we brought approximately 200 high school kids from the GTA to the campus, and we engaged them for a day of activities including academic workshops, cultural workshops, technical workshops where they had a chance to do some hands-on engineering. They built model cars and they had a chance to race them. The students really enjoyed it a lot. And that's the sort of thing that we try to do, reach out to the students, motivate them, and encourage them to dream beyond the stereotypes that are abound.
That's great.
Thank you.
So are you thinking about doing something similar after you graduate?
Well, after I graduate, I'd definitely like to stay with the National Society of Black Engineers, continue on as an alumni, and keep giving back to the organization in that capacity. I'd also like to continue my work with people in general in the field of rehabilitation research or clinical engineering.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Camille, for coming in and talk to us about NSBE.
No problem. Thank you.
So now, before you guys go, I'd like to take you on a quick tour of our newest engineering building, the Bain Center for Information Technology. Let's go take a look. This is the Bain Center, which is where you're going to spend a lot of time as an engineering student. This building is home to a number of our computer labs, as well as a number of our research facilities, so there's always a lot of professors around this building getting their work done. It's also where you're going to spend a lot of time for lectures. So most of your first year lectures will take place in a classroom that looks like this. First year classes are on average 100 students in size, so it's really easy to get to know your classmates, to find people to work on group projects with, as well as to find a familiar face to sit down beside when you go to class. The Bain Center is home to the Division of Engineering Science, and also connects to the Koffler Center, which is home to the U of T bookstore, U of T Career Services, and Health Services. Thanks again for joining us. Be sure to stay tuned for more great podcasts.
Check out the rest of the website for great tips, advice, and articles. See you next time.